Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Well, I got something I do want to report to you because although it doesn't take a lot to be aware of this, but the water level on the St. Lawrence River right now is really low. It has gone down considerably in the last few weeks, and that's going to affect everything. It's going to affect the tournaments that we have here because when fishermen go out on the water, those fish are going to be in different places and respond differently than they did back a few weeks ago when the water was higher. It's the same thing in any body of water. But I think of other things like we've got this huge kids tournament coming up. And I want to make sure that the kids, when they enter this tournament, and that's going to be on August 20th, it gives me a good time to tell you about this, August 20th at Wilson Hill Causeway. Every single child that comes is going to get prizes. Every single one is going to be given a brand new fishing rod and reel so that if your kids don't have any of that, if they've never fished before, there's going to be someone there to help them, to give them this new rod and reel. There's going to be prizes, and there's going to be chances for kids to catch tag fish. And I'm tagging the fish. So I'm going to tell you, I want those tag fish caught. And so I'm going to tag those fish right where the kids can cast, right where they can fish. But again, I go looking at the shoreline. I want to make sure that shoreline is going to be conducive where a young 7 or 8 year old kid can cast far enough out to where there's going to be fish. So all these factors come into play. Kids tournaments, our own fishing enjoyment when we go out, when we talk about water levels. And I got to tell you, the water is really, really lower right now on the St. Lawrence River. You can drive by places and you can look out, and if you go back and forth on Route 37, you're going to know where there's shoals that you can look at. And earlier this year, there were shoals that now look like little islands out there that were underwater. That's how much the water level can fluctuate, and those fluctuations not only affect our camp owners, our ability to put our boat in or out, but they affect where we can expect to catch fish and where we can take our family to go fishing. So I'll tell you more as time goes on. You know, there's not a lot of ways that we can really affect. We, as fishermen, can't do a thing about it. That water's going to go up or down no matter what we want. But even with the regulatory organization on the Great Lakes and on this Great Lake water system that we're a part of, there's not a lot that they can do until we talk about the dams here. Do we let water out and make the St. Lawrence level lower and rush that water down to Montreal and places downstream? Do we hold it back for different reasons? There's a lot of factors involved, and there's not very many places that can really affect the water level on the St. Lawrence. But, again, going back to the beginning, right now the water level is lower than I've seen it all year, and it's going to affect our fishing, both in maybe a good way or a bad way, depending on how you're able to adapt to these changing conditions. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.